Welcome to Knowledge Search channel. In this video, we will be discussing about what are the different types of electrical networks. In previous video, we were discussing about the definition of network parameters. But in this video, we will be discussing about what are the different types of electrical networks. So let us go into the topic. What are the different types of electrical networks? Here, it is broadly classified as, the classification itself is having 4 different types. For example, I can say a network as a linear network or a non-linear network. Or it can be classified as a bilateral network or a unilateral network. Or a network can be classified as an active network or it can be classified as a passive network. A network can be classified as a lumped network or a distributed network. So there are many different classifications of electrical networks. So we want to identify in which network we are working. Only then we can design and we can resolve or solve the problem that is existing in that particular network. So, in this video, I will be discussing about only linear and non-linear networks, because I have divided this particular topic, that is electrical network types, into 4 different parts. In part 1, I will be explaining only about what is a linear network and what is a non-linear network. And in part 2, I will be explaining about bilateral and unilateral networks. And in part 3, I will be explaining about active and passive networks. And in part 4, I will be explaining about what is a lumped and distributed network. So let us go into today's topic, that is, what do you mean by linear and non-linear network? What do you mean by linear? So this is a part 1 of this particular types of electrical network. So in this, I will be explaining only about the linear and non-linear network. What is a linear network? A linear network, it is nothing but, for example, if your circuit is having the elements in which the parameters are always constant, irrespective of change in time or voltage, etc., then that particular network is called as a linear network. For example, if you take resistor, inductor and capacitor, if you are having a circuit which is having only resistor, inductor and capacitor, so you know that particular network, the value of resistor, inductor and capacitor is not going to change with respect to time. It is not going to change with respect to voltage. It always remains constant. Is it right? For example, if a resistance value in a particular network is 5 ohms, it is 5 ohms even if you take in morning, it is 5 ohm even if you take in afternoon, it is 5 ohm even if it is taking after 10 days of time. So it remains same. The parameters which are constant with respect to time and voltage, if you operate that particular circuit at 5 voltage also, it is 5 ohms only. If you operate that particular voltage at 500 volts also, it is going to be 5 ohms only. So the resistance, inductance and capacitance values are not going to change with respect to time and voltage. So this particular network is called as in which we will be having only the resistance, inductance and capacitance are called as a linear network, because the parameters are not going to change with respect to time and voltage. Hence those networks are called as a linear network. And one more specialty is, in linear network, Ohm's law and superposition theorem can be applied. Only in linear networks the Ohm's law and superposition theorem can be applied. Now we will move on with what is a non-linear network. What is a non-linear network? It is just opposite to the linear network. It is a circuit in which the parameters will be changing their values with respect to time and voltage. How? How it is possible to change with respect to time and voltage? Is there anything, something like that? Yes. For example, if you take a transistor based circuit, if you take an op amp based circuit, if you take a gate based circuit, in those circuits, the parameters will be changing with respect to time. The parameters will be changing with respect to voltage. For example, in transistor, before the cut-in voltage, the transistor behaves as an open circuit. After the cut-in voltage, the transistor behaves as a short circuit. So it changes with respect to time and voltage. So this type of network which is having transistor, operational amplifiers and gates are called as a non-linear networks. In this network, we cannot apply the Ohm's law and superposition theorem. Please understand. If you just apply the Ohm's law and superposition theorem to the non-linear network, it will not show the correct results. The Ohm's law and superposition theorems are applicable only for the linear network. Please understand. So hope this video has given you an overview of what are the different types of electrical networks, and I have also described about what is a linear network and what is a non-linear network with some examples. I am sure this video will be helpful for you to understand the difference between the linear and non-linear networks. If you really like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you have any doubts, you can comment. And if you feel that this particular video will be helpful to someone in understanding the basics better, please share this particular video to your friends. And if you really like the videos which I post in this particular channel, give a subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and thank you all.